What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Reviews by Ryan channel. The following reaction will be the introduction episode 1 reaction video to the second season of Made in Abyss. This season is the direct sequel to movie number 3, Made in Abyss, Dawn of the Deep Soul, the exploration of the fifth layer. If you have not watched the third movie of Made in Abyss, do not proceed with this reaction. Please stop the video, go to either High Dive or whatever platform you use for anime watching, and please watch movie 3. This is the immediate sequel to that movie. This is not the immediate sequel to season 1. So please, if you have only watched season 1 and have not watched movie 3, do not proceed with watching this season. By watching this reaction, you take it upon yourself that you have watched the movie and that you understand the various plot points that were added leading up to the start of this season. If you have watched movie 3 and you have watched the entirety of season 1, you are officially caught up, and I truly do welcome you to the second season of Made in Abyss, starting now. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, July 6th. It's here. It's here. It's here. If you've made it to this reaction, you have finished season 1, you have waited patiently, and you have finished movie 3, The Dawn of the Deep Soul. If you have not done both of those things, stop this video and go finish. But if you have finished, you've probably been waiting very patiently, especially if you've been watching since episode 1 first aired in 2017. I welcome all of you to the first episode of the second season of Made in Abyss, titled The Golden City of the Scorching Sun. Wow, this is my most anticipated show of this season. And it is a heavy contender for top show of the year, depending on how it is portrayed. I, unlike many of you, did not originally watch this show when it first aired in 2017. And when I did watch it a few weeks ago, I have to say, wow, what a treat. This was, for those who don't know, this was the 2018 Crunchyroll Anime of the Year. It won a barrage of awards for its absolutely surreal storytelling, music production, just everything in between. The show was absolutely legendary when it came out in 2017, and it was legendary enough that it won literally dozens of awards, of online anime awards, actual awards in Japan. It was incredibly well received. However, Made in Abyss has been a series that has not been without controversy, with one of the biggest controversies being certain elements of pedo bait that was present in the original season. Now, I'm not going to talk too much on that here. There are plenty of reactors who have talked about their concerns in regards to the betrayal of young kids in very uncomfortable situations. But the way that I've looked at this show is that this show is meant to make you feel uncomfortable. It has a lot of dark and mature elements that apply in the real world to this very day. With one of the biggest parts of that being that human achievement is always on the backs of blood. Blood normally is the reason for all the achievements we made, whether it's been medical achievements, whether it's been achievements of structures, of aviation, of anything. All of the many achievements that we as humankind have made in the real world is based on the backs of people who have died, normally in the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. And that is one of the beauties and the curses of the Maiden Abyss series. At the fundamental helm of this series, it is meant to show you, it's meant to really portray a story of how far humans are willing to go for the thrill of things, to really be able to see the unknown, how far we go diving into something that we really shouldn't mess with. And one of the biggest beauties is that there's so little that we truly understand about the abyss. And that's similar to our own world. When you think about it, in real humankind, there's so little we know about our planet. We know a lot. We know a whole hell of a lot more than we knew when humanity was when humanity first stepped on this earth. But one of the beauties and the just scary things is we know so little. And that is something that has really been special about the Maiden Abyss series, is that at the helm of all of this, so much blood has been shed. So many sacrifices, both ethically and unethically, have been made in pursuit of learning about the different layers. And we really don't know anything at all. And that's why it's incredibly important that you watch this third movie, which was the direct movie, because movie 1 and 2 was just a retelling of the original story. But movie 3, we of course got to explore the fifth layer, and we got to learn about the White Risso Bonred. And I personally believe that he is one of the most dynamic and complex antagonistic characters I've ever watched, quite frankly. While I didn't give the third movie a 10 out of 10 like I did the first season, I did give his character and the way that elements were brought about in that movie incredibly high marks. And also, he's a character that I absolutely, hell is not even good enough for what he deserves. Yes, what he did at the helm of things may have helped move the humanity in that world forward, may have helped people truly understand more about the effects of the abyss, and made it so that future divers would have a higher chance of being able to survive diving. But how he went about that, what he did to Priska, what he did to Mitty, what he did to Nanachi, what he has done to the thousands upon thousands of children in the fifth layers, it's unforgivable, but also it truly makes him an incredibly complex character. I've been in talks and rewatches of this show, and I've talked with some of you, some of the people who are now, some of you who are following my channel now, about my feelings about this series, about his character, and about this entire world. And what we've come to understand is that as much as we hate characters like Bonred, he is truly one of the most intriguing characters of this entire series, and is a character that I don't think we're done with yet. But he also is more than just a character. He truly is an ideology. He's an ideology of how far some humans will go in the pursuit of getting us to that next, of moving us to that next frontier, moving us to that next layer of things. And in real life, those things do happen. That's why I say that normally human achievement is painted in blood, because it is. So regardless of how you felt about his character and the things he did, he definitely contributed to the dynamic of this entire world, and is one of the many reasons why I feel Maiden Abyss is truly a series that has to be in the discussion as one of the best animes of modern times. But also for me personally, by the end of this season, I will determine if this show deserves a very special place on my list as being one of the best anime I have ever watched in general. So with that said, that's just kind of my thoughts going into this. I was going to do a deep dive, but again, there's plenty of reactors who have done plenty of deep dives with this series. And you're welcome to search into how people really feel about the dynamics and personality of Bonred, of Rico, of Reg, of all the other characters that are in this series. So in this series, we are going to have the introduction of new characters. And I'm just going to go through based on my anime list. Our returning characters, we have 10 major characters who are listed in the first list, and obviously there are more characters than what I'm about to say. Of course, returning to the show, we have Nanachi, Reg, and Rico, who are, as those of you who have watched the third movie and should have watched the third movie, you know that they have successfully made it to the sixth layer, and Rico does now have a white whistle, which, rest in peace, Priska, because that was hard. That was really hard, and Wow. Again, the sacrifices that have been made to get us to this point is just it's just unreal. Bonrid as a supporting character, Mitty. I do not know why they're listed here, and particularly Mitty. And now I'm just incredibly terrified. And then we have four new major characters that are shown on this top 10 list, but of course there are other characters. With the four listed here being Fakta, Iliko, Bilaf, and Wazukyan. And many apologies if I've just completely butchered those names. I always jump back and forth between English pronunciation and Japanese pronunciation of the names. So if I switch back and forth between the pronunciations, many apologies. And so going into this, if you've seen the promo, the visual art for this, you will know that we are going to be following kind of two stories here. The stories of those who have already made it into the layer, and those who have recently entered the layer, which of course is our main three, Nanachi, Reg, and Riko. And so with that said, I'm going to read the premise of Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun. The premise of this reads as such. Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun. There is no going back for Riko, Reg, and Nanachi, and the only way forward is to the bottom of the abyss. However, the three friends weren't the first to enter the unknown. Whatever happened to all the other explorers who braved the abyss? And this is important to remember as we go through this. All three of them are dead people walking right now. Especially Riko, being she's the human of everyone here. Riko is also the one that I'm gravely concerned about, because now that they are in the sixth layer, we truly don't know, outside of word to mouth, what happens to people in these lower layers. We really, really don't. So with that said, it brings a really complex new set of circumstances into this. And unfortunately, I just don't see any positivity coming for these three as they now venture into the unknown, while Riko realizes not only does she still want to find her mom ultimately and where she is in this bottom layers, but also she's ready to be an adventurer now. And that's one thing that we really realized while we were watching movie 3, that her reasoning for being down here has changed now, and it's more so than just finding her mom. So guys, y'all have waited very patiently. We've all waited very patiently. This is my most anticipated show of this season. I cannot wait to start watching it. And so with that said, we are going to start episode 1 of season 2 of Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, titled The Compass Pointed to the Darkness. And in this line of description, it says, an old man speaks of a golden city that lies within a devouring abyss somewhere in uncharted waters. One explorer may be the key to finding both. So it does appear we are going to start with the story of the other explorers. So I do not know if Reg, Riko, and Nanachi will be present in this first episode. So just understand we are dipping into a whole new set of story points now. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen here. Also, before I start, as a reminder, High Dive is the official one who picked this up here for the global audience. So you will have to use High Dive. For those of you who are watching from all other audiences, particularly my fans in the East who watch my reaction videos, you will need to wait about 5 seconds before starting this reaction, because there is the High Dive, the kind of High Dive intro before it starts the episode. So with that said, guys, enough talking. It's time to start. I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. Let's get this first episode of Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun started. Make sure I'm good. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Oh. Raped. Oh shit. Right. I'm assuming they're at the bottom. Yeah. So where are they at? Are they in the bottom layer? Oh, oh my fucking god. All right, so he's Wazukan. This is gonna be a hard season to watch. Oh my goodness. And I'm sorry if I'm stupid, guys. I'm just trying to figure out, where are they at? Are they in the abyss and there's just an ocean, or are they at the top? I'm so sorry if I'm just overthinking this, because I didn't look too much into the trailers because I didn't want to spoil myself. But what's going? Yo. Alright, so Wazukan seems okay. SP off. Okay. I mean, it's got to be better than the life you were living up to this point. What a fucking animal, man. Always taking advantage of those who can't protect them damn selves. The loft is alright. It's alright. Oh, damn. Is it? It's pointing up. The Golden City. Okay, so they are on the sixth layer. So this is crazy. It's unlike anywhere else we've been. Yo, Kevin, I swear, Kevin is such a god on these soundtracks. No. No, this is when they, yo, I'm such an idiot. It's when they first founded everything. Oh my goodness. I'm just dumb. A whole different language and everything. Oh, he understands. There it is. There they are. The capital of the unreturned. Aww. Oh wow. Exiled and see, people just fucking trash, man. I tell you. See, logical. Ah, the effects. Yep. Yep, the effects. Nausea, vomiting. Because they didn't know anything about it at the time. Yep. And they wouldn't know anything about digging, so they'll just keep going deeper and deeper without even understanding anything. Yeah, we definitely came a long way. Yeah. Oh. Fifth layer. Oh, there we are. There we are. I like how they did that. Also, I'm so sorry, guys. I did think. Oh, not actually. I did think that maybe this was some other different environment in the sixth layer, and that's what happens when you don't dig too deeply into anything. I just didn't put together that they were just from another area and they had just discovered the pit. So yeah, I'm really sorry for those following this reaction. Like, Ryan, what the hell are you talking about? But that was nice though. It was a complex. I mean, he was such a complex character that we'll never truly 100% know his motivations behind everything. Oh, Nanachi. I'm so happy you came. And I'm so proud of Nanachi for having the maturity and strength to be able to get. Oh, the control of the whistle. Out of everybody, you'd be the worst off, Rico. So yeah, let's not. Yeah. And to think, with Bonrid, he decided that sending two children down these fast ass elevator made sense. Sicko. Sick freak. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, it's such an uncomfortable conversation to talk about, but I mean, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yo. Golden City. Oh man. You just know this is going to be unlike any place we've ever been up to this point. Oh man, the step 6 layer, capital of the unreturned. And that's that. Alright, so quite a bit to unpack there. Definitely going to be paying attention to the lyrics for this song too. Alright. Capital of the unreturned. Alright, so, wow. Where do I start? So, first and foremost, again, I want to apologize because I was misled. I didn't know if like the 6th layer was actually its own like world, ecosystem, everything. So when I saw the boats, I watched the trailer. I didn't truly process the fact that no, these were some of the first people to really come across and learn about the pit and try to dive deep. Well, there are people already on the lands, obviously very different from the people who live there now. But these were people who were from other outcast areas who were pretty much banished to go and explore. And I'm just assuming banished. So, and when I get to my second episode reaction, I'll have obviously all the corrections to incorrect things I said in this reaction. So this is purely just me just kind of speculating from my very limited knowledge of this first episode. First off, Vula, I believe her name was, and again, sorry if I mispronounced her name. Again, taking advantage of those who cannot protect themselves, a child. And this brings us back to the forefront of one of the most uncomfortable elements of this series, is the use and abuse of children. In this case, clearly torture, rape, and other things that's very clear as day is what happened in those first minutes of this episode. That it just, I'm not gonna lie, just whoo boy. That was not a comfortable way to start this episode, but I should have known that that is how we were going to be introduced into this story with these kids and these adventurers as they started their quest into the pit and the inevitable golden city on the 6th layer. But, it definitely meshed well with our story of now, and of what I was just talking about at the start, that humans just do the most vile things to kind of learn about various things of the world and of things around them and of whatever their own sick fantasies are, as they go about exploration. And so in this case, it was fitting that this was another outcast group, because anyone that's going into this pit, that's going into this unknown world, basically has to be outcast in the early days, because, or just adventurers who are truly just seeking adventure, wanting to adventure down to the abyss beyond. And they didn't know anything about the pit, or that ascending would cause vomiting and everything. There were none of the things to prepare them like there were to prepare Reg and Rico and all the other adventurers and the whistles, the red whistles in them, as they were exploring. Now they know that they have to prepare incrementally for going to lower levels. And this is all thanks to these explorers who, dived in the early days. We got to see Faputa, which is the girl that's going to be obviously a very integral part in this second season. And Wazukyan seems to be okay. He seems to be okay. Obviously very bold and kind of just their person that's very prideful, but he seems okay, and Beloff seems pretty awesome too. So I'm very interested to see more about their story, but of course I have to wonder, how aging went down there. Did they just stop aging? How long has it been from the time that they've been down there to the time that Nanachi, Reg, and Rico got down there? And I'm just very intrigued. This first episode was definitely meant to kind of just bring us into the contrasting environments of the two groups as we got our introduction into the sixth layer, and it was fitting that we ended the episode with Rico and them making it all the way down to the entryway of the Golden City. So my initial opinions is this is going to be a dark season for sure. I'm very interested to see if episode 12 of this is going to be very similar to how the final episode of the first season was, because my initial concern going into this second season is only 12 episodes, and now we have two stories that we're going to be telling, that we're going to be learning about, and it's just really hard to follow up such a masterful presentation in the first season in the movie with a 12 episode second season. Can it be done? Absolutely. But because there's only 12 episodes, we need to have no flashbacks outside of flashbacks that are truly relevant to this show and to telling the story. And we need to stay focused. Staying focused is a very essential thing. This is a mistake that I've seen from several shows that should have been absolutely phenomenal with their second season that just fell flat. And so with this season, I just want to see them stay focused. They have a great story to fall on, to work off of. They did a phenomenal, in my opinion, masterful job with the first season and a near masterful job with the movie. And so with this season, they just have to stay focused and keep us captivated with the two stories in a way that it makes sense and keeps the plot moving forward while not kind of getting stagnant at any specific point. So that's really my initial opinion. As I'm looking at the initial rating and reception of the first episode, I am using Mal on this end, 8.61. And I gotta say, I'm on board. I'm right now about 8.5 to a 9, probably a 9, and might be a strong 9, because I am going to rewatch this episode after I finish this reaction, because there are clearly some things I'm going to need to rewatch just to make sure I caught all the little things here and there, like about the language that Avila and them that they saw when they first got to the pit and they were talking to the people, why certain people can understand the language and certain cannot. And again, that's just because I obviously don't know much about Beloff and all of those other characters yet, so I don't know why he could understand the language. But there's just a lot of questions that I have that I'm sure will be answered as time goes on. So if I am not talking during certain parts of my reactions in future episodes, if I talk about a lot in my post or pre-reactions, then I have to completely correct those in the following episode. I am very sorry. I am not a light novel reader. I know nothing of this story, and I am coming into this only based on what I know from the first season and the movie. And I can tell I'm going to have to really pay a lot of intense attention to certain story element points to make sure that I don't fall behind, that I don't lose track, and I don't lose focus. So with that said, thank you so much, guys, for watching the reaction. This is your first reaction from my channel to the second season of Made in Abyss. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We are in for another heart-wrenching season, and while I say I am excited to see what the future of this season holds, I am also equally terrified to see what this season holds as we move forward into the abyss. So thanks for joining me. If you did like the reaction, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me for Made in Abyss Season 2, titled The Golden City of the Scorching Sun. And until next week's episode, catch you later.